stories that we were hearing, and this, of course, taking a toll on Total, the French oil major, one of the biggest decliners in Europe, as the CFO says it's analysing the impact of further sanctions. In the company's earnings report, Total says it stopped increasing its stake in Russian producer Novatek. Yannick, what do you think of these results? Let's talk about the Russian angle here, and then we'll talk about oil production itself right now. I mean, as far as I can see, as of June, they only did 18% stake, but they recently said back in April, I think, that actually to 2020, this is going to be the dominant proportion of their oil and gas revenues. Ouch.
Yeah, Christophe de Margerie not too long ago publicly said that he was fully committed to Russia. Novatek was supposed to be, in fact, I mean, 18% Novatek is probably equivalent to what BP owned on Rosneft, because there was 19.75%. It was supposed to be the big market. I mean, you have to keep in mind that the Total is very involved in the Yamal area in terms of drilling. All in all, very bad set of results. Production is down, costs are down. They would need to do quite a lot of cost cutting and maybe revalue the strategy, because betting everything on Russia will make things difficult. Other projects are suffering as well. I mean, you have to see that the LNG project in Angola are not doing very well. The Kashagan field in Kazakhstan is not doing very well too. All in all, it's a very, very difficult set of results.
So as far as you're concerned, to sell on this stock? Just looking at the share price performance, actually, in the rally that we've seen in the last 12 months, it's actually up 27%.
Yes, I know the company is doing pretty well. I mean, in terms of valuation, it's a bit cheaper than a competitor.
Agreed.
I would think that I would rather prefer Statoil or smaller oil exploration company like Lundin, for example, instead of Total right now.
Interesting. Right. Twitter reports its first ever headline profit with adjusted earnings of 2 cents a share in the second quarter. Revenue more than doubled, and mobile ads now account for about 80% of total ad revenue. User growth, which has slowed in recent quarters, rose 24% to 271 million. CEO Dick Costolo says the World Cup helped as users interacted with each other during the games. Twitter also launched a new type of ad encouraging users to download apps.
We had a great quarter across the board, I'd say. Revenue up 124%. That's great acceleration year over year for us. Again, our fourth quarter of revenue acceleration. The monthly active users, as you mentioned, up to 271 million. That was a net add of 16 million new users for us.
I've got Janet Yellen's comments about social media stocks ringing in my ears at this moment, but they don't make money, Naud. What's going on here?
Well, I mean, I think Twitter is a young company. So right now, the market still expect them to grow first instead of to make money. But you have to keep in mind that Amazon used to doing this type of strategy. It worked very well for many years, and finally now investors want Amazon to make money. Facebook make a lot of money. Apple make a lot of money. At one time, investor will demand that Twitter as well start to make money.
So how long? How long do they get that stay of execution?
Well, if they get to, I don't know, 500 million, if they get to 500 million active users, at that time they will start to make money. I think the advertising platform is doing very well, especially outside States. You have to keep in mind that it's been very recent. Since only a few months, people are able to advertise on Twitter outside the US, and in fact in not a lot of countries, UK included. But apart from that,
there was a great comment made by the CEO on the call yesterday. 271 million active users, but there are 2 to 3 times more of that actually don't log on right now. At 4.4 billion impressions or views of tweets during the German and Brazil World Cup game. So admittedly we're talking, a lift due to the World Cup, but it's interesting that it's not just about who's logged on, it's also about who's actually looking at Twitter. Particularly important if you're looking at advertising revenues and the access that you get as far as that's concerned. It's an interesting one. Now we have to take a quick break, but